WTIM.
Good morning. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and our WTIM morning show with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana morning show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor, In People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen, Pana Bowl, and the Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is president of the Pana Pride organization, Melissa Miller. Melissa, good morning to you. How are you today?
Good morning, Grayson. I'm good, thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. And Melissa, there are some things I want to talk about from our past, I guess, or from the past couple of weekends. And that was kind of your guys' involvement with the Pana Popcorn Festival. I wanted to start there with how that went. And I know if I remember right, I think you guys were in charge of the Never Never Land, if I remember that right. And I'm just wondering, how did the Pana Popcorn Festival go from your vantage?
Well, it was a hot day, first of all. It was very hot. But it was a very crowded day. Lots of people in the park again this year for the Popcorn Festival. Pana Pride did assist that with the festival. We did have a little game area on the island there at Kitchell Park with different games for the kids to play and a bounce house, face painting. And that stayed pretty steady all day. I know we had 200 kids came through our area. And then the Popcorn Festival itself, I walked around quite a bit. And there was, like I said, a lot of people, very crowded for most of the day. Every time I ventured anywhere, it was people everywhere. They had lots of different activities going on, but right around us, they had paddle boat races. And that stayed pretty busy. It was right in front of us, right there on the lagoon, and we got to see everybody going out on the paddle boats. And when we closed down the game area at the end of our day, the paddle boats were still going. So my granddaughter and I, we did venture over and do one of the paddle boat races, and it wasn't as easy as some of the people made it look. It was very hard.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you were able to have a little fun outside of your area too, and it sounds like a lot of fun inside that area. For you and Pana Pride being involved, how many folks were you guys able to get out there for the 200 plus kids that you had come through?
Say that again. How many what?
How many folks did you have help volunteer this last couple weekends when you had that many kids come through?
On our end, we had, I think, maybe 7 or 8 each shift. We had 2 shifts we split it into, so we had about 7 or 8 people on each shift helping out.
That's pretty impressive then on that end. Glad to hear that it went well, and glad to hear too that you got a little bit of time for some paddle boat races there as well at the end of the day. So I just thought that was a really cool thing to be a part of, and obviously just the second year, so still some improvements and things being made to the Pana Popcorn Festival, but I thought this year's theme and what you guys had going on right there off the pond or the lagoon, as I've heard it called many a times, I thought that was a neat way to be involved with it. I know that something else that we wanted to highlight and talk about for sure was the Yard of the Month and some changes, what streets they were coming to. What streets are they coming to this month?
So yes, every month we do a Yard of the Month. In July, we did Holly, Progress, and 7th Street. And August is going to be Grant and Sherman. We have a group of 6 individuals that will walk up and down those streets and just check it out and make a decision. And then the streets they were mapped out a couple years ago when they first started doing this. So they kind of just went through all those streets, how they had them organized. Sometimes there's 3 streets, sometimes there's 1 street. It just depends on the street itself, how big it is, how many houses are on it, you know. So, July was Holly, Progress, and 7th, and then those will be, they should be awarding those soon. I don't know that they've picked them. And then August, obviously, just started, will be Grant and Sherman Street. So if you live on Grant and Sherman Street, you'll be getting looked at for the Yard of the Month.
Gotcha. And do you happen to have those winners by chance? And if you would, remind me of the rewards that comes with being announced as Yard of the Month?
I believe the July winner was David and Susan Matthews.
Okay.
And then I'm not sure sometimes they have runner-ups. If there's someone that's really, really close, they'll do like a runner-up. They don't necessarily get anything. They just get like a just an honorary mention. But I'm not sure if there was a runner-up for July. They all get the winners will get a yard or sign in their yard that says, yard of the month, and then they get their picture taken in the paper. Then the winners get $25 chamber cash certificate, which is like a gift certificate that they can use at any of the businesses that are a member of the Chamber of Commerce in Pana. And they also just get like an award certificate as well.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought there were quite a few perks that came with being Yard of the Month. So very cool that that's going to continue on even through August. And when does Yard of the Month normally wrap up? Is that something you kind of close out in October, or how long will Yard of the Month continue through?
I think it goes through October. Sometimes I think it just depends on the weather.
Yeah.
As long as it's still nice, and they'll keep doing it. So, but usually October I think is about when it wraps up.
That would check out with me in terms of just being a part of Central Illinois and its weather patterns for the last couple of years. September has been so nice, but October tends to be where we take a bit of a nosedive, at least in my personal experience. It could be different for those out there, of course. And another thing that I'm sure we want to highlight, and I want to make sure we have plenty of time for as well, you guys in your demolition committee, the demolition fund, we're looking to raise some funds towards that. And I'm wondering what that fundraiser is and what folks can expect from that.
Okay, yeah. So the demolition committee, we work with the city of Pana to demolish houses in town that need to be taken down. The process is the city is the one who picks the houses and acquires them, and they pay for all the inspections that need to be done per se, and then Pana Pride steps in and pays for the actual demolition and hauling away of the structure, and then the city. It then be a city property. The city then is in charge of any upkeep of the property after that. Every year, based on funds, we give the city an idea of, hey, we can help with this many houses this year. So this year we pledged to help with 3 houses, and the first house that they tore down this year had some issues, something with paint on some of the bricks that it couldn't be disposed of the normal way, and we had to pay extra, so it cost a little bit more. So the fund is a little bit low. So we are doing a fundraiser right now. We're selling raffle tickets. They're $10 each. We will do a drawing when the tickets are all sold. We were trying to sell 500 tickets. First prize, it's all going to be Visa gift cards. The first prize is $500. The second prize is $200, and the third prize is $100. Just need a name and a phone number. You don't have to be present to win. We will be selling these tickets on Saturday. We'll be at Jack Flash from 8 to 12, and the Hammer Inn is going on in Pana, and we are going to have a little table set up there as well. So if anyone would like to help support the demo fund and buy a raffle tickets, we'll be at those 2 locations, or you can message us on Facebook, or if you know someone who's got tickets, I know we've all been posting them on Facebook. I have some, or you can go to our Facebook page and buy one.
Okay. And I was going to ask too, hey, is there a way, if I can't make it to either Jack Flash or I think you said the Hammer, to be able to do so. So definitely check them out on Facebook for that information as well. And if I was going to go look for the Pana Pride Facebook page, what do I need to look up to find that? What are some of those contact or ways of contacting Pana Pride that I should go through?
So our Facebook page is just Pana Pride. It's pretty easy to find. We do have an email. It is panapride2015@gmail.com.
Pana Pride 2015. I'm going to write this down as well because I'll need it later. So Pana Pride 2015, or find them at their Facebook page as well. So for those 2 things, is this raffle something you do every year, or is this something that kind of came about with the demo fund being a little low with that previous project?
The raffle this time around is basically because the fund is low, and we have a 3rd house to take down that they're getting ready to work on, and we want to make sure we have enough money to cover it and have a little bit left. So that's kind of how this raffle came around. Typically, we do different fundraisers. Sometimes we just do a collection, like just donation at something else we're doing. We have a donation boot or something out or whatever. We have we've done cookouts at Save a Lot before to raise a little bit of money. So there's been fundraising in the past. We hadn't done any this year because we thought we had plenty of funds to cover the 3 houses. So yeah, this just kind of came up because we were just a little bit low. We do have some people. You can. We have individuals who donate once a month, like they give us like a monthly donation
Okay.
to the fund. So that's an option if someone is interested in doing that. They can, $10 a month, $25, whatever they want to give. But we do have some individuals who do that. So yeah, and people can also mail us donations for anything. If you want to donate to the lights, the demo fund, just Pain and Pride in general. We do have a P.O. box that they can write to, and that's Pain and Pride, P.O. Box 166 in Pana. Zip code is 62557.
So plenty of ways to be able to donate, different avenues of doing so, whether it's the P.O. box, whether it's reaching out or doing so on a monthly basis. Absolutely fantastic there, but also this fundraiser for the demolition fund and raising those dollars that are needed. Unfortunately, it sounds like those bricks kind of threw a wrench in things. So hopefully we can raise those funds. A $5,000 goal for those raffle tickets, and you can get those on different occasions, as well as by messaging either the Facebook page or emailing painofpride2015@gmail.com. Melissa, let's take ourselves a break. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about those Christmas lights that you mentioned just a minute ago, some meeting details, and maybe some plans for an additional community cleanup day when we return. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show here on your information station.
WTIM.
New school year with help from the Christian County Health Department. Now at 730 North Pawnee, across from Taylorville Junior High School. They offer back-to-school immunizations for children entering kindergarten, 6th, 11th, or 12th grade at little or no cost. And while you're there, ask about fluoride treatments to help prevent tooth decay in children and youth. Make your kid's appointment now so they're ready for school. It's just another way the Christian County Health Department is working to protect, assure, and improve public health in our community.
WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show with Pana civic, business, and nonprofit leaders. It's coming to you from our Taylorville studios. The WTIM Pana Morning Show, it's brought to you by our title sponsor and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, along with your Pana Save-A-Lot, Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, Bob Riding's Pana, the Nokomis Dairy Queen Pana Bowl, and Okanee Chop Shop. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment, Melissa Miller, president of the Pana Pride organization. We talked a little bit about their involvement in the Pana Popcorn Festival, Yard of the Month, and this fundraiser going on now, the raffle tickets being sold towards their demolition fund. We turn our attention now to Community Cleanup Day. We had one already this year, but Melissa, we've got plans for another coming up here soon.
Yes, we are going to have two this year. Late October. We have not pinned down a date for that yet. I'm hoping next month when we talk, I'll have that date for you. That's probably late October. And it'll be the same as it was previously this year, where we'll be there with the dumpsters, and individuals will just have to bring their own items to the city garage. Yeah, had a really successful one earlier this year, and I'm hoping to have another great turnout and get rid of lots of stuff in the dumpsters again. So like I said, hopefully at the next month when we talk, I'll have a set date for that.
And hopefully we can get that all put in place. And I'm sure that won't hurt here coming up to have that out there. But it sounds like you mentioned there as well that the last one went really well. How many dumpsters does it really require for a cleanup day? And this is just a personal question, a one-off question from me, but how many dumpsters did it take, or does it normally take?
I think we had 9 last time.
It's a healthy
I
amount.
want to say we had 9. Now, in previous years, we've had to go and get more. They've had to bring us, the guys from the city garage. They smashed them down for us with the big backhoes and whatnot to make more room. But you'd be surprised how many mattresses and couches will fit in one of those big dumpsters when they smash them down.
Especially, once you break them down just a little bit. I could see that, but I can't help but imagine, 10 dumpsters being absolutely full to the brim after a community cleanup day, and what that means in terms of just the look for the city. And that's obviously just a big portion of what you do, is just boosting and beautifying parts of Pana to the best of your ability there. So Community Cleanup Day, we'll have more for that and more on that coming up here soon as well. Christmas lights, of course, are going to be a focus for you guys, and really we're not that far off from those Christmas lights. What's the planning behind that look like this year, and what does the Christmas lights and Pana kind of have going on so far for this year?
We haven't really gotten into the Christmas lights 100% yet. That will be coming up probably more in September. We'll start getting more organized, but we'll start putting them up. We try to put them up before the weather gets bad, so it's not too cold out. Usually end of September, beginning of October, give or take. And we just have volunteers that come out to the park, and this will be our 5th year, I believe, doing the lights at the park. And so we have a little bit of a better system. They're more organized, so we basically don't have to dig through them. In years past, we had where's this piece, where's that piece? And I'm a little bit more organized now. If anyone wants to purchase a display, we have several community groups, organizations, just families, a lot of classes, the class of 19 whatever, who like to buy a display and donate, and then they get a little sign that says their name. So class of 1991 would have a sign if they had done a display. And those can be purchased anytime throughout the year. The site that we typically refer individuals to that we like the lights displays from is christmasdonebright.com, and it's just all together, Christmas PainaPrideDoneBright.com. And they run sales throughout the year. Sometimes they have different little sales that go on. And then they have new ones that come out. So I think they've put some new ones out on the site. We tried to get a catalog to have, but the catalogs weren't ready yet. So,
Gotcha.
so yeah, we'll be getting ready for that, and we'll be posting, looking for volunteers to come out and help put them up.
And if you're interested, ChristmasDoneBright.com to get yourself a display. Well, Melissa, we've run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us here on the morning show.
I appreciate it, Grayson. Have a great day.
You got it. You too. President Melissa Miller of the Pana Pride organization down there in, well, Pana. You guessed it. You're listening to WTIM and our Pana Morning Show.
WTIM 870